Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Team Building with Zooch, where I take a live guest and team build with them for a matchup, and then afterwards I'll go ahead and review the replay and talk about how I think the team performed and how the game went. So, without further ado, we have our guest Freeday with us here today. What's going on, man?
What is up, man?
What is
Santa
up?
brought me a team building with Zooch sesh for
Hell yeah,
Christmas,
the
so
best Christmas present ever.
yeah, yeah, man. Shout outs.
All right, so we have you said this is actually a playoff game, right? It's a rematch.
Yes, this is a rematch, and it only happened a couple weeks ago, so everything's still pretty fresh in the mind. I want to say.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. That's good because I personally hate playing rematches, but since I'm kind of helping you, it's probably not going to be too
Yeah,
similar of a team.
and it's always good having like a second set of eyes on it for rematches and stuff. So I'm not like tunnel visioned on bringing the same stuff or trying
Yeah,
to be different on purpose. So
exactly. So we do have a NatDex game, and this is actually hidden power is allowed.
yep,
Unfortunately, I don't really see too many Pokemon that'll probably use hidden power on your team, but maybe we'll have some hidden
maybe a
powers.
little freaky Deoxys set or
Yeah,
something. We'll see.
yeah, that was like the only Pokemon that really sticks out because I think like Gen 9 mods don't get hidden power, right?
Yeah, my team is honestly like all Gen 9 mons anyways, except for the random ass Mega Empress
Yeah,
on there. So
yeah, literally. Oh my god, that's funny though. But okay, and then we have just two Terra captains. Can be any Terra type. Nothing crazy there. So normally I ask like who you guys have looked at the matchup before we started, but obviously you've played this matchup already.
yeah.
So was there any like big concerns you think from the first game that kind of caught you off guard, or something that you struggled to deal with, or?
So I think I was telling you like, oh man, the first build I brought for this team was so trash. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we're doing this. But honestly, I mostly said that because I just had to whip it up real quick, like 30 minutes before the game. And honestly, I looked back at it again afterwards, and it doesn't really seem that bad.
hmm
There's just a few things that just didn't make any sense for me that I messed up on. But honestly, I think like the general plan was that you look at their team, their hazard removal is pretty garbage.
Mm.
Like you got Landorus and what like Mega Altaria
Yeah, and
or
Whimsicott.
Defoggers, which are never going to be Defoggers. So the only real thing is the Whimsicott.
Yeah.
So my plan was kind of just try to stack hazards early on. You can see in the battle though, it didn't really play out to my plan,
Yeah.
but you know,
A bit unlucky, honestly,
yeah,
but
the battle was a little bit ugly, but
yeah.
it'll be different this time.
Okay. No, yeah, actually, I like that idea too. One thing that kind of sucks for you here is you do have triple offensive dragon types, and then they have
Yeah.
two fairies plus a potential Terra Fairy Landers. So, bit unfortunate here. I can definitely see. I think they had fairy last time, but I can
Yep.
certainly see why. I think it's probably going to come again.
Yeah. Everybody's just spammed Terra Fairy against me, and
Yeah,
you can see why,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's all right.
Um, yeah, it's not even just good for your three dragons, but it's also just good for your top two mods too. So
Yeah.
I can I don't want to say 100% because nothing's 100%, but like 95%, I think Terra Fairy is coming here
Yeah.
again.
Pretty
So
safe bet.
yeah, so you might have to build a couple of sets or items, kind of just predicting that, which isn't really a big deal because, like we said, I think it's pretty likely. But
Yeah.
I do like the hazard idea here. Um, even just like honestly, maybe just like a hazard lead or screens lead, and then just hyper offense here, I think is
Yeah, that's kind of how my team unfortunately has to play every single game just
yeah.
because that's just the way I drafted it, but that's all right.
Yeah, did you ever bring the Bastard down or nah?
I actually did bring it a couple times
Oh,
just
okay.
like to lead off with it, get off the rocks for free because of the sturdy, and
Yeah.
it did work a couple times honestly, but
hmm
I never used the tear on it though. I gotta spend that on Big Zerd every time, let's
Of,
be honest.
of course, yeah. No, I don't blame you there. Um, so yeah, so I'm thinking like maybe we like use one of these two dragon type guys. We're probably gonna bring both, but we basically use one of them to get rid of either the Altaria or the Landorus to have the other
Yeah.
one kind of go crazy. That's what I'm thinking here. I don't know if you've ever done this set with Dragonite, but have you ever done like a lead policy Dragonite or nah?
No, I mean, I know you can do a lot of weird little lead Dragonite sets. Like if you're leading with it, you don't need to run the boots,
Right,
obviously. So
right.
you can do stuff like that. So I could get down with that for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So it would be like Dragon Dance, right? And then the three attacks is a little bit tricky against this team because like you want to have Iron Head. You need Iron Head to cover for Fairy. Um,
For sure.
the other slots I'm thinking is like you can have either like a dragon move plus a fire move to cover like the Bronzong, and then dragon like hits everything else. You could run something like extreme speed in case they try to bring in like a Scarf Greninja or a Scarf Moth or something to revenge you. At least you can get some chip off with +1 extreme speed.
Right.
And then like Earthquake could be there just to make sure you one-shot Moth or do more damage to Iron Hands or something. So I do like this idea of potentially trading 1.5 or to 2 mons for Dragonite to give you kind of like an early mon advantage. And I think it also like depends like to what's his counterplay into like a lead Dragonite. So I think it just heavily depends on what he leads. The worst case would probably just be like maybe like a hands lead, but even hands lead will proc your policy. It's gonna have Ice Punch probably here. It's just I think versus like a hands or something like else, maybe like Greninja or something, you might be better off just straight up attacking first instead of
Yeah.
going for DD because you don't
Because
want
if
to.
it's like a Scarf Greninja, then you won't be able to outspeed it, so just get the head off right away, off the Ice
Yeah,
Beam kind of thing.
yeah. Or even like let's say it's not Scarf Greninja and like let's say it just U-turns right as you Dragon Dance.
Oh, yeah.
They can bring in like Landorus, Terra Fairy, knock you down to neutral again, and then you're not gonna really be doing much to this dude anyway. So
Right.
just an initial like Dragon Claw or something might just be better than you switch out and come back in later or whatever. So it definitely depends on what they lead. But I can see, I'm thinking like this might be a good lead to potentially, if you get the policy off turn 1, to do a lot of damage. Might not expect it. You
Yeah.
might expect. I'm not really too sure. How did this guy? Do you know how this guy performed in the regular season? What was his record?
Um, I
Or-
think they had a kind of a rough start. They got kind of unlucky, but they evened it out towards the end. And
Okay.
I mean, they beat me, so they got to be the goat, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, nothing I could really say for sure. Like they run this set every week or anything like that.
No. No.
But
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Another thing you could do if you don't want to just straight up lead with like a setup Pokemon is you could do what you did last time and lead Do. Try to get up
try to get hazards up.
Hazard and then maybe even a screen too to then make it so it's easier for your next guy to come in and to set up. Um, I think last time you went for Toxic, right? Turn 1 and it missed.
Yeah, because I mean, I thought they led the Mega Altaria, and I thought I was just like I dumped like max defense on that, so I thought I could just 1v1 that thing really easily. So might as well
Yeah.
toxic first, get the hazards up after that, see what happens. But
Yeah. As soon
yeah,
as
it's a yeah. The hazard lead thing is pretty appealing just because the no defoggers kind of thing. But if we could make that Dragonite set where it could go maybe 2 for 1, or even if it doesn't go 2 for 1, if it just takes out an important guy like one of the fairy types that we need to get rid of and open up something else that seems worthwhile. So
hmm
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Because like offensive Deoxys doesn't look too great here with these 3 guys laying around.
Yeah.
I mean even Porygon, I guess, but it's.
Yeah, Porygon, big Porygon. Watch out.
I know. Listen. I've seen that guy do some things before. Okay.
Yeah, I can respect.
Yeah, lead Dio should be able to get up, especially if you're Sash, I'm assuming is what you'd be if you lead it. Should be able to get on rocks plus a spike, like no matter what. The only thing that can potentially not do that is if it's like a Scarf Greninja lead or something.
Yeah.
Because even Scarf, it would have to be Scarf one of these 2 guys. Or Whimsicott, but I don't even think Whimsicott 2-shots you because everything else doesn't outspeed you. So we could run like a double, like just literally rock spikes taunt, and then maybe like a status or something lead to kind of just prevent any setup or prevent any like hazards on our side of the field. We could do that. Having taunt to lead though is always a bit tricky too. Like versus like Altaria, for example. You don't know if he's just gonna straight up attack or set up. So
Yeah.
it's like you don't know to taunt or not, right?
It's almost kind of like a 50-50, but not really.
Yeah, no, I can kind of see that. So that's probably the main one. That one and plus Landers, because Landers could either rocks or U-turn. Landers is probably not gonna. I mean, if it Terra Fairies, I suppose he could stay in, because then you can't really threaten a KO. But if he doesn't Terra, he dies to Ice Beam. So
Yeah.
he would probably just Terra immediately. I'm assuming if he does lead the Landorus.
I think you got a Terra for sure.
Yeah. It's just the fairy typing is just super good. That's why I don't know. Did you bring Glamora last time? I don't remember.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to bring Glamora this time just to be able to kill
just to get
something.
that fairy resist.
Yeah, and just kill the fairies because killing fairies is kind of hard for you, especially if the Zarude isn't poison or steel. That was another thing too. I know you went with Tera Ghost. Mm,
Yeah,
not sure why.
the ghost was just like it hit everything neutrally except for the grenade. It was hard to pick a terror type here. I wanted to you can't go steel because or at least I didn't want to go steel because the
No.
iron moth would outspeed and
Yeah.
obviously destroy that.
Yeah.
Same
Even
with getting like
hands.
the ground weakness from the Landorus, which is why I didn't want to go poison on that. Because like
Mm-hmm.
I get that for the fairy resist, but what's the point when the Landorus just hits it? But Ghost was just more like a okay, there's not a whole lot that hits that super effectively, except
Mm-hmm.
for the Greninja,
Yeah.
which then I could hit. But then you might have seen the set; it was just like mono attacking Terra Ghost, which was like the dumbest thing ever. But like I had I had Trailblaze on there instead of jungle healing. But the thing about NatDex is like with everything having toxic, I just get so paranoid that something is just gonna run toxic
Yeah.
and like completely destroy the set up.
Yeah.
And so it was like synthesis and jungle healing and Terragos, and my plan was just to like weaken the stupid Greninja at some point. But yeah,
Okay.
we can do something a little bit better than that this time. I'd say.
So I'm actually thinking of Terra Poison. I know you just said because of the ground whole thing was the point. So I'm thinking Terra Poison with a Shuka Berry. I think is probably ideal here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it can
That
work versus
that
both
seems
of these
promising.
guys. Yeah. So um, the whole point is so Zerd actually has a pretty decent speed tier here. It's faster than a lot of his guys.
Oh yeah,
Um, and with Terra Poison, you're not really going to be threatened by any of the guys that are faster, actually. So they're not going to be able to. The hardest hitting thing is going to be
yeah.
like Fiery Dance or like just a water move
You
from
can just
Greninja.
straight up wall the other guys because Zero's just too bulky.
Yeah. Obviously, if we go this set, the lenders can come in and intimidate us. But what I'm thinking is, well, one, if he's Terra, like we're gonna just straight up kill him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Um, But what I'm thinking is we do an SD set here, just so if we do get
Yeah,
intimidated or like hands comes in, like we get enough power to
you
at
can
least.
power through the intimidate and
Yeah,
get through the hands a little bit better. Yeah.
yeah. And if hands doesn't have earthquake, then if we're poison, he's not going to be able to hit us too hard either. He might have earthquake for Tankaton plus Glamora. I'm not really too sure. He should have stab ice punch here for sure. I don't know what his last
Yeah, I
move will
think
be
so.
though. It could be EQ, but again, that's another thing that maybe our Berry procs versus that guy. So, because who's a psychic type? Does he even have a psychic? Oh, it's Necrozma. Okay.
The Necrozma got benched last time, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, Necrozma, and I guess Bronzong, but Bronzong doesn't really do
Oh
much.
yeah,
Um, like a Fizdef Necro would be like the one thing that's kind of like, but all you really need here is knock off Terra Blast, which is good for coverage. Um, poison, the only resist of poison are, you know, Landers, which could Terra into a not a resist, and then Zong and Moth. So knock off Hextall is just fine. Um, So this last side is going to be a healing move. What do you want it to be? I think Synth is probably a bit better
yeah, definitely.
because of
Synthesis
poison.
seems like you gotta have that.
Yeah,
I know the whole status thing. Maybe they run some Wisp, Altaria as well, but I can't. You just can't cover everything. So I think synthesis is probably just gonna be the best thing.
yeah. The problem again with Altaria though is we should be able to just kill him first if we're
Oh
Terra
yeah,
Poison.
exactly. Now that we're Terra Poison, then
the
that
only
thing will be slower and die probably.
yeah, the only thing that's kind of like because you're not Terra Dark is you're immune or you're like prone to like prankster from this guy. I'm surprised he didn't have like Encore or Trick or anything. All he
Yeah,
had
the,
was
the,
Taunt.
the Whimsicott set was so weird, dude. It was like boots. And so like I gotta imagine they ran that thing as some kind of defog because again I got the strong hazard stack, but the problem with that is all my hazard setters just beat it anyway. So I don't know. I didn't really get that, but it didn't even
Yeah,
have Encore either. So I
yeah.
don't know.
That is something to be a bit careful of. Maybe when Zarude first comes in, you just throw off a knockoff or a Terra Blast immediately, just to kind of see what their switching is. Always just getting rid of an item is always good. Um, and then like let's say you knock off the Whimsicott coming. I think Whimsicott was the pivot into Zarude last time. You knock him off, then you switch, and you kind of see like is he Encore variant or Taunt variant or whatever. Especially too if you knock off and he's trick, he can't trick you some lame item at least.
Yeah,
So
the Whimsicott really doesn't scare me. Like that thing, even if I stay in the original Terra type, I can just eat
Yeah.
Moonblast, honestly.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that is an option too. Right, if you're just clicking knockoff, then it probably is ideal for you not to Terra. Only
yeah, it
Terra
can't,
when you're
and
gonna
then
Terra
I keep
Blast.
the Dark type, so it can't use any status moves
Hmm.
on me either. So honestly, like the Whimsicott's kind of a trap.
Hmm. The only thing that you might want to might make you want to Terra immediately is, just so you have a pivot into something like
Yeah,
a fairy. But honestly, it's probably not worth it because just getting this guy like stun sport or some just stupid shit is like so bad for you if he gets that prankster thing off on you. So honestly, you probably should only Terra after you're gonna like kill something with Terra Blast. Um, and
yeah, it
like
makes sense.
yeah, and you get to see what his pivot into Zarude is if you just knock off first. It should be either Landorus or Whimsicott, if I had to guess. It could also be a Fizdef Necro slash Fizdef hands. So just again, getting rid of items on that guy is just they're probably gonna be helmet. They're gonna be the check to you. So that's just good. And then you could always synth up later. Um, so with this speed here, right? Like I'm thinking Lander should be creeping if it's offensive at least, it should be creeping Tusk.
Yep.
I don't think we can get away with Adamant here to be faster than that. Actually, no. I think we can. I forget. What's Tux max? Be like 300 or something like that?
Yeah,
300. So we actually
they'd be
can.
3-1 or something.
Yeah, so we actually can go Adamant here. So this would be a traditional, like a more just straight up offensive Zarude. Usually if you're bulk up or something, you're going to be like heavily HP or like Swadaf invested or something.
Yeah,
But because this is a Swords End set and we want to blow past our checks, I think it's probably better just to go like really offensive here.
I agree.
This isn't necessarily going to be. This could be technically a win condition. I'm thinking either this or Moon is probably going to be our win condition, whichever one comes in first. Doesn't really matter. The other one can win. Um, or even like Glamora too. Glamora could be a win condition with a potential like rock polish. The only thing is Bronzong's kind of a good check into Glamora if it comes. But yeah, don't be afraid to like use this guy early. Just get in and if the time is right to SD, you can certainly SD. That's why it's there. But um, I try to stress this enough. Just because we have setup on this guy doesn't mean you have to always click it. You just gotta do it at the right time, and then hiding it for later could also catch the opponent off guard. But like if
For
Zero
sure.
hits the field like turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, like you're not gonna just SD and pretty much win this game or kill like 3 Pokemon unless his team is really
Yeah,
bad. So, just knocking off, chipping down his checks, and then SDing later could definitely be a way to catch him off guard. Oh, it doesn't show the Tera types right here. Okay, I was gonna say it doesn't show it no more, but it's right there. Okay, so no, yeah, I really like this set. I just think having a strong poison slash steel is very important here.
yeah. With all the fairies they have,
Yeah,
I feel good about having the extra resist to it for sure.
yeah, and like we said, Shukaberry should pop here versus one of these 3 guys. There's a good
Yeah.
chance they might all have earth or ground coverage. So, all right. Um, So yeah, we could do Dio here. Again, I'm thinking it's probably ideal to have the rocks lead. So let's go with rocks. We can do double hazard. It shouldn't. He should have defog on something. I know like he doesn't have the best defoggers, but because we have so many hazard potential, like it would make sense for him to have removal, especially because if he doesn't bring Moth, we can get a T-Spike too,
Yeah.
right? So, I'm thinking just Rock Spikes, probably Taunt as a slot, and then like either like
Maybe
Knockoff,
Nog or something.
yeah, right, Knockoff, or just a status like you had last time too. Um, hmm, Taunt for sure. Could just be E-Speed too, if you want to just get chip off on something. Dude, you know what sucks? The root doesn't get return, huh?
Oh yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, that sucks. um, yeah, I'm thinking E-Speed here. It's either E-Speed or not because like so knock's good to get an item, but like I'm thinking like usually hazards are probably like a better click than knockoff anyway.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna get spikes and rocks and get a knockoff after that too, most likely.
Yeah, you shouldn't at least. um, rock is definitely the priority since it just gets chip on everything.
Yeah, especially if they have the Altaria again, getting
Mm-hmm.
that 25 on that,
Mm-hmm.
and the Moth too.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking you e-speed here just in case. Let's say the same scenario happens where they relate Altaria or something. I would probably rock, not taunt immediately. Um, just because they did it last time, right? So like they might expect you to taunt him and then they could just attack. So I think just getting guaranteed rocks on that guy is important. Um, also, if he doesn't get the para, you're faster turn 2 still.
Yeah, exactly.
So, huh. I'm trying to think. If he rocks and he DDs, alright, turn 1. What are you clicking next?
I mean, maybe I could throw a Thunder Wave on there, and then it wouldn't be a problem if it's Dragon Dancing.
Yeah, it should be. I'm assuming it was like DD Roost and then 2 attacks, but it could also have Heal Bell or Refresh or whatever.
Yeah, that's annoying.
You could run something to hit it hard. Like, how much does like Meteor Mash do?
Probably 0%, but
Let's check real quick. This is Life Orb too. We're not gonna be Life Orb.
no, Meteor Mash is crazy coverage on this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's not that bad. Oh, wait, it's still Life Orb. Never mind.
Yeah, it does like 40 to no bulk. Oh, this is. Yeah, I mean,
Might as well Psycho Boost at that point. Well, if it has Roost, then you're in trouble, though.
yeah. So, yeah. Plus, you can start getting attack boost too.
I mean, I
Again,
don't know if I want to put too much stock in like trying to super guard against the Altaria lead again. Like, if they go for that a second time, I would be kind of surprised. But I can understand not want to make sure we're super screwed if they do it a second time.
yeah, because if I remember like I think he attacked the Tusk, but he didn't parry you. Like if he parried you, like
Yeah, then it was Jover.
yeah,
But at that point, I already felt like I had to make some kind of crazy play to get myself back into it from the rough start.
yeah. I'm thinking. Hmm. I'm trying to think. Is there a Pokemon that? Well, we have the Zarude though too after, so
Yeah,
we could
and
Tera, and he would have to like predict us to Tera or not to click his attack. And even if he does get the Tera right, like we have the Shuka, so we wouldn't take much, and then we'd kill him anyway.
or we could load up some either Air Balloon, Glamora, or Thankaton should be able to deal with it.
Yeah, I was thinking a balloon for that guy too. Thanks. So what is the last thought? Could be like poison jab too if you want, just so we don't miss. We can get a poison.
You could fish for poisons too.
Yeah. Poison jab.
Or
Again,
and then maybe you could get like a sneaky Oko on the Whimsicott.
oh yeah, that'd be it. They shouldn't. Are you talking about if they lead Whimsicott or just after?
Yeah, if they lead it and they try to like taunt again or something, but I doubt that is ever even gonna happen. But it'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, I would. If they do lead Whimsicott, I probably would just click poison jab. Yeah.
That would be so damn funny.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like you said, like I know you don't want to like just tunnel in on Altaria, but realistically, if anything else leads, like we're fine to
You just
get up
getting
the
them up.
hazards. Yeah, that's the whole point, pretty much anyway. So, um, and we would be enough speed again to make sure we're faster than the Landorus Scarf. 309. So it'd be like 460 something, I think. Let's check. 464. right? There's nothing else.
Yeah,
Moth can outspeed us anyway, so we can't creep
yeah,
that.
not much you can do about that. But if it's booster speed moth, they would just die to a psychic attack. So I don't know if David would stay in there or
Yeah.
lead with it too. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we could be max attack and then HP. I don't really think the HP matters. Just to get off a poison jab.
Yeah, they also don't really have any priority unless it's like Shadow Sneak Greninja. So it's like
Oh
or
yeah,
Water
that's true.
Shuriken or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's true. That's
we
good,
don't
yeah.
need to like bulk any hits. We can just go down to the sash pretty freely.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so yeah, this is a pretty solid lead here. Again, like, they can certainly defog if you get up a Rocket Spike later, but with this build that we're gonna make, we're probably gonna literally just hazards and then have pretty much everything on the team, like, be able to
Yeah,
kill
everything can
Whimsicott
just
or
drop
just,
the
yeah,
Whimsicott pretty easily.
yeah, or
And if they
just,
defog on something else, it's already like kind of weird. Are you gonna bring defog on your Terra Landers? I don't know about that one.
yeah, probably not, right? So, um, so this, so Moon is an interesting fella here. I think you had the right Moon set, just
Well,
different.
I had acrobatics on it last time, even though I had
Yes.
Ironhead for the Whimsicott. But like,
Yeah, yeah.
I swear I got mind controlled into thinking flying was super effective on Ironhead. Like,
No, yeah,
I can't
exactly.
possibly explain that one. If I did
No,
that
no, no.
Earthquake instead, like,
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, I was another. So you had the set, just different move, which is Earthquake, and
yeah,
then potentially a different item too. Maybe not booster attack.
not booster attack, huh?
Yeah, I'm thinking either Clear Amulet or Roselli, actually.
Oh,
But
Pure Amulet sounds good. I mostly had Booster Attack as a way to kind of like counteract some Intimidate stuff going on, but Clear Amulet would just be better there.
yeah, like booster attack actually isn't bad either. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I think if you're just Clear Amulet or Roselli, you're just basically not booster attack. Even if you get to +1, like there's no way Earthquake kills hands, right?
Yeah,
And
no way.
hands will just Drain Punch all that shit back. So let me see how much Roaring Moon. If we're DD booster attack, so let's say, can we go Adamant here?
Uh,
I
kinda.
I think we can. Um,
Because you can still be faster than the Landorus. The only reason for Jolly would be if you really wanted to get ahead of faster Iron Moth, but
Moth,
that
yeah.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I don't think Whimsicott could be kind of speedy too, but I don't really see much sense into him being speedy, so, because the whole prankster.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance Moth doesn't come again. It can come, it certainly can, but I don't know if it's gonna have D-Gleam per se. It can, but like Sludge Wave hits these guys just fine anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
It's a bit risky. Let me see how much we're doing if we're Adamant instead. Booster attack at plus. Oh, just. Sorry, booster attack +1 EQ2 Iron hits. This is no bulk.
that's still crazy
Yeah,
damage. Like
that's
just
really
one
strong.
spike, you're gone.
Yeah. So compared to, let's see, Jolly. I mean, a spike and a rock is pretty much the same thing too.
Yeah.
All right, let's check Landorus for Terra Fairy. Do you happen to know if they were defensive or offensive last time? I'm assuming defensive.
It
I
was
don't
hard
know.
to say because like they were Scarf on the Greninja,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought they might be Scarf on Landorus too. At the end, the Landorus outsped my Zarude, but I had like 0 speed on it, so there was really no way to tell. And it
Okay.
was low enough health that it would have died to anything anyway, so it was I had no information basically.
Okay, we'll just calc with max attack then, or max HP then. So this is Jolly. Let's check Ironhead if he's Terra Fairy. So this is just
Damn.
Jolly. So it does kill.
Well, that's without the Intimidate.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's without Intimidate, but again, if hazards are up 2 rocks and it's potentially in range.
Yeah, if I can get that thing on a switch into Zarude or something and just get some knockoff chip.
Yeah, see that even if we go adamant after 1 rocks, he's still gonna live anyway. So, is there any way you can get some more chip on Lander's helmet with anything? Problem is, he could be EQ plus Terra Blast, so he's not gonna take any helmet. It would just be from a U-turn potentially.
Yeah, that's annoying.
We might just have to. Well, yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's okay if we go adamant here, actually. It's really the hands that I'm like worried about not killing.
Yeah, the hands kill going from like killing with a spike or just needing a little bit of extra with Jolly. I feel like that's a big deal.
Yeah, I feel like he should be like Shuka here too. I don't think he was Shuka, but
It
like
was booster attack.
oh shit.
That doesn't mean they'll not go shook at this time, but
Yeah.
I,
Okay, interesting.
you could see from the match stuff, if I got that spike up at the start, that thing was just in range to die. Well, it didn't have Earthquake,
Yeah.
but you know, it's the thought that counts.
Okay. All right, let's do Roaring Moon. Let's go with the. I think we're agreed on the move set here.
Yeah, not really much else you want to do with it.
So if we go Adamant here, if we go Adamant here too, that we can afford some more bulk as well. Like we'll be pretty bulky with
Yeah,
112.
maybe. I don't know. I don't think. I was gonna say maybe we could bulk to take some Terra Blast hit, but that probably is just too much to ask. Like some Terra Fairy. Yeah, since it's the 4 times.
Yeah, no.
Yes, there's no way.
No shot, no.
Yeah. Maybe with some screens up or something, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, with the screen, you'd probably live 1 Terra Blast, yeah. Terra Blast. Yeah, so this is physical.
At 200% is crazy.
Yeah, so not quite. Even through Reflect.
It's like 0 attack EVs too. Jeez.
Yeah, we don't have great defense, so you know, we could always just flinch him down though. 1 flinch, all it takes.
Yeah.
But again, even shipping something like the Landers could be good for Zarude, no Intimidate left, or Dragon Knight or something.
Yeah, this thing doesn't have to win on the spot if it can just enable something else to get that chip.
Yeah, and again, if we're clear Amulet, like we don't take that drop. So, whoops. You know, we don't take that drop, so he would die. And if he's not Fairy, knockoff kills it, so he's kind of have to. So in this situation, let's say this does happen, like you DD, and he comes in and he hasn't terrored yet. What do you think is a better click, knockoff or Ironhead?
I mean, Ironhead, I feel like at worst, you get that flinch chance, right? So
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. I think you click Ironhead there for sure. And you might not even think.
yeah, you might not expect it either.
Yeah. So you're gonna click Ironhead there for sure. So like that's the reason. Oh wait, but if we're for clear amulet, we're not.
Oh, wait,
booster.
it wouldn't be booster attack though. Yeah. Hey,
So,
that's still a kill after rocks, basically.
Yeah. Do we go clear amulet?
Clear amulet just makes it a lot worse into the hands. So I don't know. It's a trade-off for sure.
Yeah. So what is that, like 2 spikes and rocks should be a kill? Yeah, I don't know if we can count on getting all that up.
I mean, if it is clear amulet, that does give the benefit of I can kind of send it out. I don't have to go for the setup right away with it. I could just maybe knock first.
That's true.
Get hands to take a turn of spikes and then come in later.
That's true. Yeah, I think I like amulet here actually. It sucks like if Landers just dies immediately or something though too. It's just a useless item.
Yeah. It also conceals the item too. It doesn't just give it away like the booster would, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. It's something though.
Yeah, I think we're gonna slap on amulet for now. I think especially if the if the Landers is fairy, like there's a good chance like he's using that as his moon
Yeah, for
Go ahead
sure.
and check. He doesn't really have much else, so unless it's just Fizz Def hands. So, but again, I mean, if you just send this guy in, don't plan on DDing, and you just knock off, you get an item. So that always helps. Okay. So these are good. Wait, what was your Tusk was boost your speed last time, right?
Yep. Just Earthquake, I think Heavy Slam. I forget what the last move was. It was bulk up.
Probably
I don't know.
spinner, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm. Oh, I guess you kind of get walled by
Wait, Earthquake,
Bronzong.
Heavy Slam, knockoff.
Yeah, it might be
Knockoff for the
knockoff, right?
Bronze Song.
Yeah. Okay.
It was Terra Poison, but obviously, if they're spending the Terra on that, then I'll take that over a non-fairy type Landorus all day.
Yeah, Terra Poison's interesting because then you have Levitate still, but yeah.
Yeah. It
Um,
would pretty much wall the Tusk, but I think they got bigger fish to fry with the rest of the guys on my team, so.
literally, yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to think what the bench is here out of the Tusk, D Knight, Tink, Glim. Because I think we have to bench these two guys, unfortunately, here.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was every week. I mean, I did bring Empress a few times, but that was trolling.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that's just Altaria is so annoying for it too. Damn. Let's see. If we bring Tink, that could potentially be another rocker. So then we could potentially spike first with Dio if we want.
Yeah,
You know, having another, or having like a good like fairy answers, not a bad thing too. It would probably have to be like you said, Balloon or Shuka though. Pretty much the same deal. I guess like all three of these guys potentially could have rocks too. This is hard actually. I don't really know.
well, let's just start with what would be the best one out of those, and we can kind of just like narrow it down and go through each one.
Yeah, I'm thinking we probably want.
I ran Banded Dragonite last time because like the E-speed seemed pretty good.
No, yeah, that could
But
definitely
the
work.
problem with that is if they get rocks up, then it's kind of, you lose the multi-scale. It's not as good, but it's still, it can always revenge kill the Greninja with some hazards and the Moth too. Not that the Moth is that big of a threat, but you know,
Yeah.
maybe some kind of speed boosting Necrozma or something crazy.
Yeah. I think for D-Knight though, it probably would be better just to be like Boots DD because you know, yeah, like Terra or Bandit E-Speed is really good for avenging stuff, but the same thing kind of happens with like Dragonite with the multi-scale. Like your regular attack can also just
Yeah,
let you do
because
it.
you'll just take any hit anyways.
And you know, if you do have DD on this guy as well, that's just another, just like strong
Another
attacker
breaker.
that he has to deal with. Yeah. Yeah, it's that freaking Bronzong is kind of annoying, huh? Because Bronzong could, I can see like Bronzong makes sense to come for Glamora, right? Because Glamora just more like Dark
Yeah,
Pulse or
Glamora
something.
just can't do anything whatsoever. It
No.
gets absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
That's kind of why I just didn't bring it last time. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like all you can really do is throw up a hazard and switch into something else. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's anything on my team that will just like love getting free turns from Bronzong though.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like you could be that whole like toxic corrosion set for that guy if you
Oh
want.
god.
What?
I usually hate that set. It's
Oh
so
no.
bad. Like you can just get the T spikes up for free, but you choose to run stupid toxic on it. But it makes sense because the
It's
Bronzong really just walls it all day, so I could see it honestly.
yeah, and it's not just like toxic just to catch the Bronzong and then you can potentially beat the Bronzong for the Glamora. It's more so like it helps for the Dragonite too. Um, because if we would be like the deity Dragonite set, I'm thinking we'd probably be Ironhead, Dragon Move, Earthquake probably would be the set. So obviously Bronzong doesn't really care about that. So,
Yeah.
by weakening Bronzong, that set does open up to a potential just win. Or even if you don't want Earthquake, like Dragon Move is still pretty good for these two guys. You can run Extreme Speed just so you're not revenged by a Scarf Greninja or I mean
Yeah, that's
that's
pretty
that's
much
pretty
it.
much the main one is Scarf one
Yeah.
of these two guys could be faster. I mean I guess Booster Speed is also faster if you want to be Booster Speed Moth, but having the E Speed could be clutch in this game here. So that's why I kind of like it. I don't think you're gonna necessarily just be the whole like Toxic Sub Protect like all that crap, but I think having Toxic
Yeah, just
is
having
nice
the
because
option.
yeah, because let's say you're in versus Altaria, like he should switch. He might not switch, but he should switch, and so it's like it's in that kind of situation where it's kind of like a safer Toxic compared to like let's say you're in versus like Terra Fairy Landorus. He might switch because he doesn't know if you're scarfed or not, and he will die. But it's also a bit risky to Toxic there because he could just stay in and kill you.
Yeah,
Or like versus
it's less of a
Greninja.
mid-ground move there.
Yeah. So obviously if you have the balloon, I think we're gonna be a balloon probably on this.
Yeah, that just makes sense.
Yeah, you don't really fear the Landers, then you can Toxic because he can't kill you.
A
Um,
lot of their stuff is just like fairy plus ground move,
right,
so that's like the perfect thing for it.
right. So I like Toxic here.
I honestly, I think it makes sense. That's kind of what you have to do with this team because all my guys are just like walled by the same things. So you just pile
hmm
on the stuff that actually beats those. So you got to
Yeah.
do what you got to do.
Yeah, and I mean if there's no Bronzong for whatever reason, we're still gonna probably have our stabs, right? So you're still gonna
Yeah,
be able
and
to hit
honestly,
everything
if there's no
else.
Bronzong, you kind of just fire off clicks and do good damage. So nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
Yeah, so I'm thinking you'd be something like just like Toxic, Power Gem, Sludge, and then this last slot you could have removal if you want, with Mortal Spin. Um, you could have an extra hazard if you want to just have two. Um, is Energy Ball good for anything? Not really. Mm, could be Protect if you want to scout, a locked move or get more toxic damage.
Yeah, I mean the stab moves kind of just hit everything. So
Yeah, you could run Toxic Spike as well if you want, just in case Moth is not there again. Could Toxic Spike's pretty good into their team, so
yeah, there's just when I saw Moth didn't come last time, I was like, that's crazy because Toxic Spice just destroys their whole team. But I guess the boots
hmm
defog Whimsicott was somehow gonna beat that.
yeah, I mean that's another thing too. If you do have a Toxic Spike or Spike and rocks up, and like Whimsicott comes in and it's pretty telegraphed defog, you could just go hard into Zarude. Like you said, even if he clicks
Ooh,
Moonblast, like you're still gonna be
yeah, you
fine.
could just
Like you have
heal on
Synth.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, I
so
like that.
yeah, it
I
does
didn't
block
even think
defog.
about that.
Yeah, because you can't lower your
Got the
stuff.
Goldango defog blocker, Zarude over here.
Yeah, unless he's like not prankster Whimsicott, but he should be. So that is an idea too to think about if you really want to protect the hazards. um, so yeah, you could go out. It's either between Spin or Toxic Spike, I think, for you. He does have potential like Spike stack versus you. Toxic Spike you're not really worried about because you have Glim, but I guess he can potentially spike you. You do have two spinners and potential defog, so you might not really think
Yeah,
to
I
do
think
that,
no
but
matter what he does, like I'm always gonna just be superior in the hazard war.
should be, yeah. Yeah. So it's up to you whichever one you think is ideal here.
Um,
Think,
I guess just toxic spikes makes the most sense.
all
If
right.
even if they do have the moth, hey, maybe I could get something out of forcing that in.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's probably better to just click Toxic immediately if the moth is
Yeah,
there.
I can't envision myself clicking Toxic Spikes that often, but out of any last move, I think
Hmm.
that's just the best.
Yeah. Okay. Um, and again, even if you're like, even if you power jam or something and they bring in Bronzong, like realistically, you should switch, right? So
Yeah.
if you really some of his team is chipped and you can really see like your Dragonite endgame going like winning here, it could still be worth to toxic and trade the Bronzong for Lumaro because one, he might not expect you to stay in and click something else anyway. But two, like again, just weakening the Bronzong is good for Dragonite. So
Also,
obviously
I
catching on
don't think
this
there's anything Bronzong can really kill you back with in one hit anyway. So
Earthquake. Well, again, if your balloons popped, I'm saying.
yeah,
But
big
Earthquake,
balloon.
I mean,
But if it's popped though, yeah, maybe.
Gyro Ball should do a lot to you though, too. No, Gamora or Heavy Slam even. I don't even
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
Okay, not Heavy Slam.
Maybe I think Bronzong was too trash. I don't know.
Wait, why is this doing like nothing?
Hey, that's what I'm saying, dude. Bronzong is Garbaggio. Well, it is minus attack, but still, oh, it's the reflect.
Oh, I was like, what? Okay, okay.
It's like doing negative damage.
Yeah,
I guess Jar Ball, maybe,
does it
maybe.
do stronger? Oh no, is it 120? No, it's less. Heavy Slam would be the hardest. So it can still chunk, but again, obviously catching it on the switch is ideal, the toxic, but
Yeah, for sure.
you might need
I
to
mean, it's a
just
pretty
toxic in front of it.
telegraphed switch, but I have to force a switch with it to begin with, which I don't know if that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, why was the recommended 236? What? That's weird. Um, I think we're just gonna be faster than Altaria. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
We don't need bulk on this guy. This guy's not gonna take many hits. Um, so this is a good. This is a it's a pretty offensive team, especially because we're gonna have Dragonite, I think. So I think the
Yeah.
last slot's gonna be between these two guys. Last time you benched Glamora, right?
Yep.
Okay. Um, boots. So we were thinking DD, Ironhead.
Dragon move.
Yeah, Dragon
Earthquake.
move. I think maybe E-Speed over Earthquake is going to be better here. Because +1 Dragon move should kill Moth. And then, +1
Probably two
Dragon
shot
move.
the hands.
Yeah, it'll still do a good chunk to hands to at least put it in range of one of these two guys, right? Which is what we want to.
Yeah, and if it's Chocoberry, you could get around it that way.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking, is it just Dragon Claw or Outrage? Probably Dragon Claw, just because there's so many fairies.
Yeah. I think like Outrage maybe if you really just wanted some extra damage to get you there versus the hands and you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't care if the fairy came in after that because you'd kill that thing, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, Outrage actually might be better. You're right. Let's look at some calculations with Outrage. Okay.
I mean, if you think about it, they'll probably use the fairies to check Dragonite first. So if you kill those with the Ironhead, then they have to send something else after. Maybe you get the Outrage for free after that. So I don't know.
Exactly.
Or if
No.
it's if we play it late game and all the fairies die, you know?
Mm-hmm. So we can go absolute max to speed tie with these two guys pretty much, or we can go adamant. We can still outspeed Greninja for adamant, but it might be worth it just to be max speed. Because being faster than Altaria could mean everything here. And if I'm the Altaria too, and I'm set up, I'm thinking like, honestly, if I'm the Altaria, I'm gonna probably go adamant here because
I know they went Jolly last time, actually.
yeah, so that's worse for us. So we'd probably want to be Jolly then, just to speed tie, which sucks, but we could check how much we're doing with this calc at +1 to things. I have 4 pings on Discord. It's probably Burger, but I'm not gonna.
He's trying to join 4 times.
I don't know. I got Taria. So yeah, +1 like is still gonna chunk him pretty good here. How much are we doing to hands with Outrage? Do about half, a little more than half. But the good thing with Dragonite versus hands is he can't Drain Punch health back as opposed to like Moon.
Yep.
So that's not bad. That'll put him in Glamora range or Moon range for sure. Ideally, like hands is gonna be chipped from one of these guys first, but because I'm thinking Dragon Knight's probably gonna be the win condition here, since it's like the easiest to set up. What else? What else? What else? Calcs. How about Landorus? Landorus too is annoying because he can intimidate us, and then G-turn.
If there was a way we could like guarantee the rocks off and then be able to run like clear Amulet on the Dragonite, that would go hard. But I don't know if we can really do that.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's a bit risky because we don't have removal. So, well, unless we have Tusk, but still, I think just having a guaranteed DD turn is
Yeah,
nice to
yeah,
have.
it's hard to pass up on that for sure.
It is, again, it is annoying with the whole Whimsicott. If Whimsicott's still there, and it does have Encore, it should have Encore. I don't know why it didn't last time.
Yeah, I don't even know what the moveset was, but yeah, this time for sure.
You know, a lot of things in our team just do it. Literally everything on our team can just kill Whimsicott in one attack. So
Yeah, for sure.
hopefully it is dead pretty early on in the game. But yeah, this is
And
the
then,
pretty basic spread. Like nothing. Just max
yeah,
speed tile Taria 3 attacks. Like nothing crazy here. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking probably, oof, Tusker Tinkaton. I'm thinking probably we stick with your same booster speed Tusk, just to have something that's like faster than, you know, +1
faster
Landorus,
than all the
+1
not
Altaria,
scarfers.
+1 Necrozma, and then faster than like non-scarf these two guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
some
just,
speed control.
yeah, I think having that is fine. Great Tusk booster. What's our speed gonna be?
I mean, it has to be max just to get the booster.
Oh, you're right, huh?
Yeah, that's the annoying thing about this set. You just have to run the crappy 0 attack EV spread and all that. You could do Scarf instead, but I don't know. Hard to pick one move to spam into this team.
Yeah, I mean, if the Landorus is tearing to Fairy, like, ground is pretty nice into this team. It's just the Bronzong, isn't
Yeah,
it?
the stupid Bronzong.
So I'm thinking we'd probably go booster. We could make ourselves a little bit weaker if we want more bulk, but that's probably not worth it. So yeah, we'll just do like that. Let's see. We could be pretty like spit def invested if we want to potentially live a Moth hit, but Moth probably does so much to us anyway. I'm curious, let's see.
I mean, booster speed Moth is kind of weak, and we outspeed everything else. So maybe. Look at that, zero EVs. Eating that up.
So yeah, and then if we put it in spit def, we're gonna eat it up even better. The thing is, we're probably gonna be taking a physical hit, so we might just want max HP.
Yeah.
Necrozma will probably just blow us back anyway. Same with Greninja, so it's probably better just to go like this. Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, what the hell? Yeah.
It's stupid 0 attack EVs, great Tusk. Thanks, Showdown.
I know. What the heck? Ivy's like, why did it do that? That's weird. So yeah, with this attack, you're gonna want Earthquake, Heavy Slam.
Earthquake, Heavy Slam for sure.
Probably CC just to have a good like neutral click into this guy, and then do we want spin here? I don't know if like spin is necessarily.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we even need spin.
Yeah, I'm thinking
What are
just
they gonna do?
4 attacks, honestly. Do you like EQ or Headlong better? Probably.
I did EQ last time because I had bulk up, but when you're not boosting your attack at all and you have the 0 EVs, you definitely want the extra damage, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go CC Headlong. And then, yeah, oh, definitely Heavy Slam. The last thought would probably just be either like Knockoff or like Mega Horn.
Mega Horn or something crazy.
Yeah. But because of the Necrozma ability, like Headlong probably still does pretty
Oh
similar
yeah,
damage, right?
pretty close.
So, oh boy. Yeah. So probably Spinner. No. Spinner could be. I mean, Spinner could be okay, just so you're not walled by non-Terra Landorus.
Well, then the non-Terra landers can't really do anything back. It kind of has the Terra Fairy Blast.
No.
Or
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
like
But
they did Terra flying a lot. They could do that because my flying resist aren't super great, but I don't know how you can pass up on the Terra Fairy here still.
yeah, I mean, all 4 of your flying resists get owned by ground, so
Yeah, it's a possibility.
yeah. So I think just having Spinner is nice because even if it is showing Terra Fairy and like you Spinner, at least you force him to Terra too.
Yeah,
So he can be faster than you though. That is something to know if he's scarfed. So he's naturally faster.
you can probably still eat a hit though, right? Great
Oh,
Tusk, super bulky.
Terra Blast from Landorus.
Yeah,
Let's see.
maybe not Terra flying, but Terra Fairy probably.
Yeah, I was gonna check Terra Flying. Let's check Flying. No, you do.
Dang, 0 EVs too. Let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, I think just having Spinner is probably ideal.
All right, all right.
So yeah, this is a pretty offensive team. Everything besides Tusk actually is max invested into attack. So I'm trying to think of like potential threats I'm just straight up winning versus you. Something like DD Necrozma is a little bit scary. But the thing is it has
I
to
feel like
Dragon Dance on something, right?
yeah, if I just always attack and try not to let it set up, Dragonite should be able to live any hit and pick it off without Ridge, hopefully.
Yeah, well also Photon Geyser does ignore multi if it is boosted.
Oh,
Yeah, if it's
okay.
boosted, so and if it is like a bulky setup, like it can set up on something like Great Tusk, like you're not gonna do over half to that
Yeah,
guy.
do 0 with that.
So Toxic Spikes could definitely be pretty important if there's no Moth actually for that guy. I guess it's just when you bring in Tusk, like it's just positioning. Like if you notice like the Necrozma has been in the back all game, then like you obviously know it's some sort of setup. So just being careful, I guess, with when you bring in Tusk and kill something. Like if they can bring in a Crossman, just click setup and you just lose, because if that happens, then you can't
Right.
bring in Tusk in that scenario or whatever. Yeah, that's why that's like would be the only Pokemon I think I like Tinkaton would be better, because it is like your check to it. I mean, it does get fire coverage too, so it's not like it does that much. But and like DD Earthquake, for example. But Tink can always live at least one of those and can either Encore or T-Wave or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to still like dropping the Tusk and putting Think in there instead. But
It could be better. It could be. We put Tusk there just for like some speed control.
yeah, then we'd just be losing to other stuff instead. Like it was like some kind of life orb Greninja or something crazy. I don't know, that probably is. Yeah, it's just nice to have the booster speed though. Just if anything's not Scarf, you're just gonna be faster. That's pretty good.
Yeah, especially if we have hazards up too, things should be getting a little bit chipped. Man, this is making me second guess, because like if we bring Tink too, for example, I'm thinking we'd probably run. So it's either Shuka slash Balloon or Akaberry, because like Akaberry can work versus both of these guys. But the thing is, like last time they didn't bring either, right? So
Yeah, so we're bringing it just for those, and they didn't come.
they
Kind of rough.
they really should bring one of these guys. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah, the last build really throws me off for sure, but
Hmm.
Also, if it's like, think about it though. If it's like, oh wait, never mind. They have like Exos or something. I was gonna say if it's DD Necrozma, they can't really hit Zarude with Photon Guys or Earthquake if I don't Terra. But it does get some random
Yeah,
ass bug coverage.
yeah, and it could actually have that too for these like all three of them.
Damn.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. So, um, yeah, this Necrozma is like very scary. Like we can't switch into something to prevent like the setup from happening. Because again, like let's say even like Zarude is in, for example, like we can knock it off, but that's still he still just gets the Dragon Dance for free. Like we can't stop that.
Yeah, he can just, if he wants to, at any point he'll be able to get a Dragon Dance.
Yeah. So that's why I'm maybe like leaning towards Tinkaton here actually. Just to have something for that guy. And if if Necrozma doesn't come, like Tink can still be useful for like Altaria or hands, even to take a hit and just get up rocks or something. Or we can even make it like it can potentially be like a Greninja initial check. Like if it's like Specs Greninja water move would probably two-shot it. But he would have to be like, one offensive Greninja like this and two click the water move when we
Yeah,
have
against all
something
the
like
dragons and
yeah.
Zarude and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
probably never clicking that right away.
yeah, let me see versus Tink. So this is actually Specs too, and it barely two shots max HP.
What a beast.
So we could use this as our initial Greninja switch in if Necrozma is not there. Because we do have a lot of ways to boost our speed on this team. Not a lot, but we have two. And then we have Dio speed as well. So I don't think necessarily losing the booster speed is a huge deal.
Yeah, I mean,
Because yeah, go ahead.
there's also just that if they're Scarf Greninja or Landers, they're both going to be faster than the Tusk anyways. So that the booster speed, a whole lot of good that does me.
Yeah, and then I'm also thinking with Tink, if we do bring Tink, like it could have, like that Encore / T-Wave / like a screen. Basically anything that helps like one of our setup guys get in for free too is nice. So
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're gonna go Tink here just to be a bit safe. I know we're mostly offensive build here, but just having this to kind of at least stop the opponent one time from just winning could be really big, I think. Oh, not rocks. Oh,
Yeah, I was looking at the Necrozma too. Like, I wasn't liking how that looked. Like, he could just straight up win too easily.
yeah.
So this is probably just a necessary evil.
So I'm thinking we definitely want Gigaton just to hit something. I'm thinking Gigaton. I think we want Encore.
Yeah.
Gigaton
T-Waves is pretty good.
T-Wave is good. I wouldn't click T-Wave until the Landorus is
Yeah.
Tera though, because Landorus can easily be a switch into this guy pre-Tera.
Yeah, it's like a pretty free switch.
So it would be Gigaton, T-Wave, Encore, and then probably another attack here.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it'd be Knocker Play Rough. Probably Knockoff. I think Knockoff is probably better here, yeah. We could be own Tempo if we don't want to get intimidated to help, I guess, with Gigaton. Does Mold Breaker help us with anything? No. What about
I had
Pickpocket?
I forget. But Pickpocket Air Balloon.
Yeah.
It's so annoying that the Terra Blast from Landorus wouldn't break it. I could just like steal its scarf or something like that. But
oh yeah, no.
if I get it on a U-turn or something, I could also steal Greninja's scarf. I don't know if that would even be that good of a thing for me, but
probably not. Yeah, I'm thinking we probably just go
I mean, I guess own tempo since I don't think Mold Breaker does
Yeah.
anything here.
Yeah, I'm thinking own tempo. I'm just thinking of the item here. Would we be? I'm thinking maybe Berry, just so we don't reveal the balloon immediately.
Yeah,
Because
and it lets me switch it into other stuff if I need to, like the Greninja, like you said.
yeah, because Necrozma 2 should be physical here because he can't really touch Moon if he's not physical. Um,
Yeah,
so I'm thinking there's a good chance he's like DD with like Earthquake. So that's another thing. That's another thing for a Berry to potentially proc.
and if it's not physical, it's not boosting its speed. Well, I guess it could be Rock Polish, but I don't think that that's less likely to just completely destroy me than physical. So
Yeah, I think special makes or physical makes more sense here. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Um, so we could be like very speedy if we want, like max speed to outspeed Landorus, or at least outspeed that creep. The 302,
yeah.
and then just max HP because we saw even with just max HP. Um, well, this is the Greninja, which isn't that important, but I want to check Necrozma. It would be important if there is no um no Necrozma. So if they DD, you go Tink here.
Then I kind of have to click Encore, right?
Well, you could. The thing is, you don't know their item. It could be a Lumberry, which is annoying.
Yeah, that's why I can't really.
So then basically all you're doing is you're just sacking off Tingaton so he's locked into Earthquake one time and then he switches out.
Yeah,
Something that could be maybe a bit better is potentially Mirror Herb.
no way.
It could, because you could, again, if Necrozma doesn't come, you could technically throw it in versus like Altaria too. And if you copy his DD, you're faster again still. So it is kind of like a one-way deterrent to set up from these two guys. And at least you don't just lose your Tinkaton right away. You know,
Yeah, because if I have Memshukra, I'm only beating it one time anyways, and I would have to die in the
yeah, you would
process.
die. Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah. At least with Mental Herb, even if you're +1, you probably don't just kill him with a Gigaton, as you see, you don't. But you're faster, so then you could technically Encore him
yeah, I can just
into
Encore
DD or whatever the hell you went for. Yeah.
and own tempo, block the Intimidate.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
So that is an idea here if you want to go for that. I probably would go for that, honestly. And if there's no
I mean,
Necrozma, you'd probably just throw this guy into Altaria first and see if you could potentially get that, copy that boost, and then just whip
yeah,
off a Gigaton. So that's another thing too. Like if you do copy the Altaria, like there's no reason for you to Encore. You just straight up attack it because you can kill him. So
yeah.
you don't Encore on him switching. You should lose a turn, you know. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do Mirror Herb, Tankaton.
Then I guess at that point, maybe I just want Play Rough instead of T-Wave, because if I'm not clicking it to stop the Necrozma, I don't know if it's really
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
have something to hit the hands harder.
Yeah, I like that honestly. So we could just go like offensive if you want here.
Yeah, screw it. Max attack on everything.
We would go to like this speed, or we'd probably just make sure. I think we'd probably just make sure we're faster than Landorus at that point.
Yeah, we can definitely afford more EVs with this guy than the Zarude.
Do we kill Landorus? We should, right? If he's Terra Fairy, yeah, we do double.
That'd be crazy.
He should realize though, if we're +1 in Mirror Herb, like we're probably offensive and he shouldn't Terra. So I mean,
Well,
we
hopefully,
would still do.
if it's like getting the Necrozma boost, that's like late game, where maybe he already spent the Terra. That'd be like the best case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, even if he doesn't Terra though, we still at +1 like Gigaton still does a shitload to him. So
Holy,
yeah, so like
that's way worth it. That's letting something else sweep off of that right there.
yeah, no Intimidate, which again it would suck for a Claim Ram, but I could Ram it, but it's still fine. I think it's fine. That helps our Zarude a lot getting rid of Landorus. So that's like the one thing that
Yeah.
we don't really do a ton to, especially if it has intimidate. So which it will. So we would go, yeah, just another offensive dude here. But it's like offensive and defensive too, because it does help with setup at least. Or like maybe for some reason like we have Tinkerton in and we kill something, and then they try and set up with Necrozma in front of it. I don't know why they would. I mean, they could, because if they're like Lumberry, then they don't really have much to fear, maybe. So we could just proc the Mirror Herb off of them trying to set up in front of us too. That'd be funny.
Yeah, honestly.
But no, I like this pretty much fully offensive. This is pretty much gonna be a game of like no switching. So
Yeah, that's how it has to be.
yeah, you're gonna get up your. The way this game goes terribly wrong is if like we just don't get hazards up somehow, or just like one hazard. But ideally you get two, or you know, a stealth rocket and then a PJab on Altaria, something like that. But again, if they lead Altaria, like it might be better just to straight up go tank immediately.
Yeah, I could just go tank right away. Well, I don't know. It would be rough if they like body slam first, and like I don't get the mirror, and they go to something else after that. But
Because what I'm thinking is like, well, I guess you just go Zarude after to revenge, even if he's +1, you're gonna eat anything, and you just Terra Blast to kill him. Because I'm thinking like if you rocks as he like DDs, and then you poison jab, you're not gonna kill him. You're gonna do like half, and then he kills you or something. Well, actually,
yeah.
you get 2 hits off though, unless he pairs you.
Oh yeah, because we're faster
Yeah,
still.
yeah. So he'd have to be like Cotton Guard or some crazy shit, which you can encore him into Roost or a Cotton Guard. Well, then this is also faster though too. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and I got the balloon on it too.
Yeah, I think you're okay
So-
here, honestly. Yeah. All right. So let's go over leads. So Dio lead.
Yeah,
Probably gonna be clicking rocks pretty
it's
much.
rocks turn 1, like 9 out of 9 Pokemon.
Let's see.
They lead it.
Yeah. So Landers, you're definitely rocking. Greninja. Yeah, Greninja, you're rocking. Actually, I think you're. I mean, yeah, I think you're just rocking. Maybe versus Necrozma lead, you can not. No, you can taunt that guy first. Because at least if you taunt him, worst case is he attacks you. You could still rock
Yeah, he goes
next
for like
turn.
knock or something. And
Yeah,
it's like some kind of weird defensive set.
yeah, you could still rock the next turn. So no matter what, you're gonna get up a rock. But if he's lead Necro, I'm thinking he's probably gonna be some sort of like rocks himself.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like a Sash setup lead, something. So I think versus Necro, you actually might want to taunt that guy. And then you just rocks after. Hopefully, again, if he does anything but attack, you still get both hazards up, which is nice. So, hands should be fine to just rocks. Same thing with Moth. Zong is interesting. Again, that's the whole like, do you taunt him to prevent rocks?
I mean, honestly, I feel like if you're against a lead Deoxys and you're not thinking about taunt, then I don't know. Just going for the hazard there first is kind of crazy. And the worst case, you know, if I just go for spikes right away, then what is the bronze I'm going to do? I might be able to stack layers on that thing, even if it does go for rocks back.
Yeah, if he's not the whole 0 IVs, then he might not even. Oh wait, no, we're only 152. Yeah, he's got to be 0 IVs to 2-shot you with Gyro. Yeah, how bad is it if he gets rocks up versus you?
I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Like, everything is all offensive. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's way better for me if I can like stack hazards on it than if he gets up one layer of rocks versus me. I don't think that's that big of a deal.
Yeah, you are going to have to switch out eventually, though, since you can't technically do anything to him. If he doesn't kill you. But I guess you can just go Zarude on that guy, too. They're only under threat. You wouldn't Terra, because You'd be weak to psychic move. Yeah, I think it's okay to just just a rocks versus Zong then. If he gets up rocks, it
I
is
think
what
so
it
too.
is. The only thing that could be a bit scary is if he starts like iron defensing.
Well, I do have the Encore too, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
just like instantly lose, but yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
could see that.
Hmm.
That might be what was brought last time because the Bronzong was just kind of sitting there in the back the whole game. Like I thought he might bring it in earlier and get the rocks up at some point, but that never happened.
Yeah, I could see that honestly coming. Like iron defense, body press, or maybe like
Like,
trick room
my team is
policy.
pretty physically oriented, so it would
Hmm.
make sense.
Yeah, you do have taunt at least at least not prevent it a little bit, but again, probably just going hard tank. You could, you could make this something like Nightshade or something, but it's just weaker into Altaria if that's the case. Nightshade could still be okay for Altaria though, because our whole plan is to like hit it and to just kill it with Zarude anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's Zero does a lot to it, so
It
I feel
should,
like
right? Let me check real quick. Oh. So if that's the case, like we might want to just go
get rid of the
Nightshade.
poison jab.
Yeah, go Nightshade just so you can hit the Bronzong if needed, or just basically hit anything. Does he have a normal type?
That could be seismic toss. You gotta watch out for Porygon.
Oh my god, Seismic. Does he have a ghost type? Oh, he doesn't have a ghost type. Okay, yeah.
Well, actually, wait, is seismic toss contact damage? I'd probably
No, I
rather
don't think.
just go Nightshade just because I think helmet's more likely on something than
I,
stupid Porygon.
I don't think it's contact.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. You can double check that if you want on like Bulbapedia, but I'm pretty sure it's not. What was I checking? Oh yeah, I wanted to check Zarude into Mega Alt. Yeah, so Nightshade
Easy.
into Tera Blast will kill it, anyways. Even if it's like max HP, it should, because Nightshade
So
will do.
what's the Glamora damage? Would it be better to ever like go into that instead since it's got the balloon?
Yeah, it is. You could, but the thing is, the Zarude like has synthesis. It has the Shuka, whereas Balloon could still be
Or I'd have to
useful.
spend the balloon
Yeah, Balloon could still
instead
be
of
useful for other stuff. Yeah,
yeah, okay,
and
that
you can
makes
always
sense.
synth up too. And it also it's a 50. He might just straight up, like just fairy move, and then like you can Terra, or he
Yeah,
might if he earthquakes, then okay, then you have the Shuka, and you don't risk like a para or anything crazy. So I think the
yeah.
Zarude is probably a bit better to
I
go
could
with
like
that.
play some mind games and just sit there and not click for a while and make him think I don't have anything and send out this route and try to make it seem like it's a 50-50 or something.
Yeah, Nightshade actually might be contact. You're making me think now. I'm about to
No,
check real quick.
I think it is.
I'm
I
gonna
think
check.
it is contact.
Seismic toss. I'm checking on my phone. Let's see. Oh, it does make contact. Damn.
Yeah, like you're picking him up and seismic tossing him. Like, yeah. Well,
Do you want to just go Nightshade? Like it's a
the
Porygon we're
Nightshade is
talking
just
about.
straight up better outside of stupid Porygon. I mean, if they bring the Porygon, then just, you earned it. Good job, you win.
Okay, let's
I
go
don't
Nightshade. Yeah.
care.
All right.
Or
So
Paranormal Landorus gotta get the explosion off. I don't know.
yeah, that would be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're good to rock versus him too. So the only thing we're not rocking is Necrozma. Everything else we're good to rock
So
versus. So
taunt the Necrozma, you think?
yeah, Taunt Necrozma I think is definitely the play.
Okay.
Yeah, Taunt Necro, rock versus everything else I think is good. So I think we're okay. Is there anything else you're kind of worried about, or you think you're okay? Yeah, I know we don't really have like a switch into like Moth, for example, but something like that,
Or like anything really.
we'd probably just have to go like Gloomy to take a hit,
Yeah,
or
the
even
Glim
Zarude.
takes a hit pretty well.
How much does Moth do to Zarude? Or yeah, for Terra.
But yeah, Zarude probably walls it too. It has to be like specs to get through it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say wall, but
Well, okay, yeah, maybe it doesn't wall. I was just thinking because of my last set where it's just like
yeah,
max special defense.
yeah, Spidef walls that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, this one's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then if I get the rocks up early, then it's in range of a lot of guys. So I don't know. I think it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I'm surprised knockoff only does that much to Moth.
Yeah, what the heck? What is that damage?
This is like the right damage, right?
I know that just looks wrong. That thing has like 0 defense.
Why is that? Usually it says like base 95 power or 97.5 in the calc.
Yeah, maybe it's like
It's trying. It's like
is it because like core drive is messing it up?
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
Okay, jeez, dude,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
tweaking over here. Okay,
Yeah. So, but yeah, even if you get him SD with Zarude too, like he doesn't have anything to like one shot you. That's faster than you.
yes,
So you pretty much start killing everything. So no, I think this is pretty good, man. I think you have a good chance. Just again, play aggressive. Um, again, that doesn't mean just set up whenever something's in, but you can.
right.
It's
Be
there
smart
for a
about it.
reason. Yeah. The one Pokemon that's probably gonna set up when it comes in is this guy. It's Dragonite, unless you want to just E-Speed to kill something, but probably gonna DD first. So, but I think this is a good team. I think it'll be all right. So
Yeah, pretty straightforward too. It's kind of just the game's gonna play out how it's gonna play out, not a whole lot you can really do about it. But I think it got a good shot still. It's pretty hard for them to just wall every single one of my guys. One of them is just seems like they're gonna break through and just win. So
exactly, yeah. One of them should kill stuff for other guys to just win, pretty much. Yeah. So, I think that's gonna do it for us, sir. Thank you a ton for coming on, man.
right on, man.
All right.
When we get back to round 2, I'll be back.
I know we're
For
literally
another
almost
one.
at the end. I think what I'm gonna do is once I finish the last 2 or 3 people, whatever it is, I'm just gonna like add everyone that like had their turn skipped and said like you guys can still come on whenever, and then just
Right.
basically have everyone just type in again, and it's gonna be first come first serve again.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because there was a long line to get through the
yeah,
first part. So
yeah, but it's definitely been slowing down a little bit. So hopefully
Yeah.
I can get some people on again. But that's gonna do it for us, guys. Thank you guys a ton for watching. I'll see you guys in the battle. Peace.
Peace.
Alright guys, we're here for Freeday's battle. Again, one last look at the pace. We pretty much have just a hazard stack Dio lead. Tera Zarude with Poison and Chocoberry. And then just SD. And then we have a double DD on the left side here with the Dragons. And then Toxic plus Toxic Spike Glim because it's really good into his team. And then also offensive Tinkerton. So we have a pretty offensive team in this game. So looking at our opponent's team, they ended up bringing Tera Fairy on Landorus as well as Tera Fighting on Zong. So we're going to lead our Dio into Necro. We should taunt this guy immediately so he can't rocks or he can't do anything weird. Tries to Trick Room. Okay. Get up our rocks as they go for a Signal Beam, which is interesting because this is obviously NatDex, so he can have Signal Beam. Yeah, I mean, we don't really have a great play into that. I mean, we could try to pivot Tingaton, but that's a little bit risky. So you probably just get up your spike here. Yep, spike up, all good. All right, so we get up a rock and a spike. This could be like a lead Trick Room policy with 3 attacks. I'm not sure what the item is. Maybe Sash. But yeah, this guy's a little bit scary because we don't really know anything about this item or anything. So, and Necrozma, because of its ability, we can't just one-shot it with anything. So we have a couple of different options. We can just go tank if we want, and then we can attack into Encore. We can go Glamora, but if we go Glamora, we're pretty much going to sack it as well to a Photon Geyser, so it's not really a play. We can go Moon and just double knock because, you know, one Signal Beam is not going to kill Roaring Moon. It has really good natural Spadef. But if we knock off into a policy proc, then we do die to probably a +2. So he does go tank. He hits it for 44. Trick Room goes up. In comes Heat Wave. Encore him into Heat Wave. Okay. So now we can go Moon on the Heat Wave. Yeah, these are good plays as long as we don't get burned. I actually probably DD here. He should have DD in my opinion there, but it's all good. Trick Room is still up one more time. We have to pivot into something now because Hands is scary. We could be a bit risky here if we want and just straight up Earthquake because you know, we really should not stay in versus hands, but let's see what he does. He actually just opts to switch and sack the tank, so that's fine. Yeah, thankfully he didn't stay in because he would have died to Drain Punch. So now we can go Big Zarude. Yep. And set up a Swords Dance. Nice. They set up a Swords Dance as well. We're Shuka though, so we should be able to live anything. And Thunder Punch, no para, nice. So this is good. This is all good. Gren comes in here. I think we probably. I mean, Zarude is still super good here, especially because it's Tera Fairy Landorus as well, which is really good for our poison typing. So I think we probably just save this guy because we have Synth, right? Yeah, we have Synth, so we can literally heal up 50% on a lot of guys here. And not a lot, but we can heal up on Zong, or we can heal up on Altaria because they should be threatened, or just simply kill Altaria. So Greninja's kind of scary for our team, so he should probably save this. He doesn't save it. Okay. He shows Protean, so he could be locked. Not too sure. We pivot. Okay, we get a Toxic. So here's the thing with this play. I'm not sure if it's actually going to end up mattering or anything, but he clicked Toxic, right? Expecting a switch, more than likely the Bronzong. So to me, I feel like doubling into something like Roaring Moon is probably more value than just like, clicking Toxic on the switch if you're expecting Bronzong to come in. You get me? Because then you can just get a knockoff and you live a hit. Thankfully, he makes a good play and he goes Moon after, and he actually gets a Toxic plus doesn't take damage. So this ended up actually being his like the best likely outcome. But again, in that situation, I feel like just doubling into Moon is probably a bit better than getting a Toxic. So thankfully, again, we get the free turn so we can DD. We do live a Body Press. If this thing Terra, we would have died. So, but he did not Terra fighting. And it should die to a knockoff here. Yep, does die. Nice. Oh, Greninja Scarf, unfortunately. He's gonna lock Ice Beam probably. Yeah. Yeah, I think Greninja's gonna do us in here. I mean, we could take one and then E-Speed it, perhaps. Ice Beam comes off. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. He gets a freeze. Oh, that's game over then. Yeah. That's tough. This was a very like offensive game, like not really many switching going on. So if he didn't get frozen here, I'm assuming he clicked Dragon Dance. Unless E-Speed just straight up, if E-Speed kills him from 50, he should not have DD'd, but I doubt it does. Let's see real quick. Dragonite. We're not banded. Versus Greninja. Ooh, are we jolly? Yeah, we're jolly. So it looks like E-Speed never kills. So yeah, his play was to click Dragon Dance there, and then he can E-Speed the following turn. And then we were +1/+1. They probably bring in Landorus to intimidate us. But we're faster. And then we can also Iron Head because he might force the Tera Fairy on Landorus. If we Iron Head, we're not going to kill it, but we'll do a lot. We could flinch. If we flinch, we would probably just win. If we don't flinch, he kills us. Then Glamora's on a balloon. I mean, Glamora's faster than Altaria. So, and if we have the balloon, we can live any hit from Landorus, kill it, and then it's 1v1 versus Altaria. The situation where the opponent still wins, though, even if we don't get frozen here, though, is if after we DD here, we switch and save the Greninja. Or he saves the Greninja. He goes like Altaria or something, sacks Altaria, then goes Landorus, and then I think we lose to Greninja when it comes back in. So, I don't know. It's a bit tricky. That the freeze sucks. It's like at the worst time possible. But, yeah, it was a very quick game. The build probably could have been better, I won't lie, because like a lot of his he kind of just had like 1 to 2 plays max pretty much every turn just because of how offensive the game was. I will say I think saving Zarude, and I think the more you see Zarude being played and like you use it, even if Zarude is at like 15%, 20%, like it is always worth to save this dude. If you can synth up on pretty much other Pokemon, which in this scenario he could synth up on actually the remaining 3. It was just the Greninja when he sacked it. He couldn't synth on right here. So, because again, if Zarude gets this synthesis off, he's back to 73%, and Greninja cannot kill you from there. He's just Scarf. He's not boosting or anything, and you know, if he gets a Swords Dance, like this thing just wins. So that would probably be my one like nitpick on this game. I think he had a good chance, but he got frozen, so the game didn't want him to win anyway. So it's just a bit unfortunate. It happens sometimes. Hacks goes the other way, so it is what it is. But thank you guys a ton for watching. If you guys want to be part of the series, all you gotta do is join the Discord down below and sign up in the Team Building with Zooch channel, and I get you guys in the queue. And until next time, I see you guys later. Peace.